Hello. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see everybody coming back. Ba-ba-da-ba. Hello, hello. How was the last stream that y'all attended? How was Steven's stream? If you weren't here before Steven's stream, I was streaming right before him. So I took a 2-hour break to go eat lunch, and now I'm back. Um, anyway, it is good to be back and see everybody saying hello in chat. Thank you, thank you. So here's the link for today. I don't have slides for this one because we're going to be flying by. We're going to be what's the word? We're going to be exploring some new stuff. Uh, Originally, I was going to be running another workshop on, I guess, like more animations and P5 things, but then I looked at I guess like the time, and we're almost to the ends of the workshop, and I don't have a terrible lot else that I can add to the P5 animation stuff. So we're going to try to see if we can get you all to be building a quick project with tinymce, um, and see if we can, I guess, like get you all a bit more swag. So, ba-ba-da-ba. Yeah, I was basically taking a look through all of the challenges, and I think one of them that would be really cool to hang out or play with is tinymce. I've been wanting to get used, I guess, like use tinymce myself, so I think this is a good opportunity to dive into it. So I guess I'm gonna be going in a little bit blind, because I haven't built with tinymce before. So let's see how that works. So let's just go ahead and close that. Yeah, so if we click onto this link, it takes us over to this. I'm just going to log in with GitHub. It looks like there's going to be like a 14-day trial with some premium features. We're going to see if we can build things without the premium features. Will be displayed on invoices. Sure. Major League Hacking. Ryan Lay. We are going to be probably building a CMS out of this. Because I guess the challenge is to build a portfolio builder, and a CMS is a content management system. So we're going to see if we can do that. Yeah. Bam, bam. Okay. Let's get into this. Do, 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 do. This is still loading. I guess. Oh, okay. So let's see. Integrating tinymce. Looks like we can just install it using the cloud. By just including a script. And then we initialize it as part of a web form. Well, that's really easy. To remove the notice, we need to attach it to the cloud. All right, I guess we should probably take a look. I found this link earlier when I was doing some research into tinymce, and it basically just like has a bunch of, I guess, different kinds of projects we can build. So I think it would be worth a gander to see what it is that we can build with this, and see if there's anything that seems interesting to you all in chat. Looks like, yeah, blogging, it makes sense. Well, I guess I should have started with the what is tinymce. Tinymce seems to be, yeah, it's a WYSIWYG editor, which means what you see is what you get editor. So it's nicer than Markdown because it looks nicer. And I believe that a lot of the I guess like markdown thing. Oh, nice. This is fully interactive. A lot of the markdown shorthands, shortcuts probably work the same in tinymce. I actually really like this. And then I guess what we can try doing is we can see if we could combine this with p5 later and see if we can get some animations running in relation to the text that's going in here. I think that would be really cool. Maybe, okay, we'll continue going through what the different examples are. And then I'm gonna see if we can try to brainstorm something where we can combine tinymce and like p5, the animation library. If you missed my earlier stream, p5 is this. It's a tool for learning to code and make art. I really like it. I teach a lot of classes with this. Uh, I haven't done anything super complicated yet, but that is something that I'm personally working on building towards. Oh, well, that's really satisfying. Yeah. Yeah, the slime mode algorithm is so cool. Okay, so let's get back to this. Maybe we can do like something like text-based work between the or like a text-based art installation where you could input it using the portfolio contents. Or like you could insert things from tinymce and then p5 takes the information from tinymce and then does something really cool with it. I think that might be a way to do this. Okay, anyway, so it looks like we can build a pretty classic style blogging platform. Um, we'll probably just build like a really quick sandbox of this just to play around with this because it seems like this is the most like vanilla way to play with tinymce. We got real-time chat apps, which is really rad. I don't know that we would really need all of these settings, but I guess this is more for like Slack, Discord kind of deal than like a social media chat, which makes sense. Ooh, they have an example with Dino. Dino, if you don't know, is a JavaScript runtime, which is a stand-in replacement for Node.js, and it's got a really cute mascot, and I would use it just for that. But I haven't built enough with this to really feel comfortable kind of flying in, um, building tinymce as well as a Dino app. Actually, I don't know if maybe Vite does do Vite Dino. Deploy a React app with Vite. Oh, okay. Maybe we can make this happen. Maybe we'll save that for another time. Okay, let's see what else we can build. We can build design tools like Canva, I think. This is honestly really cool. I've actually seen a resume builder and like no, actually for a while I was using a email signature thing that looked pretty similar to this. It had like the same kind of energy. Uh, let's see. We can also build document processors, which is pretty similar to like Google Docs, Microsoft Word, that kind of stuff. Note-taking apps, um, which is really rad that like tinymce comes with all this baked in. Email service providers, collaborative workspaces like Notion, commenting app, form builder. Okay, so we got a lot of options. I think we're gonna go for something that's a mix between design tools and maybe like a blogging platform. I think I'm gonna copy and paste this into our whiteboard for today. I'm gonna play around with this. Okay. Maybe let's see if there's a P5 text art. ASCII art. P5 typography. Text to points. This might be pretty cool to play with. Because it looks like the way that they're doing it is like they make a bunch of like individual like particles that kind of like assemble around whatever words that is that you choose. We can get to that if we have the time. We should check that out later. Okay, so let's see. For the portfolio builder, actually, let's see how we can kind of plan this out. If we're gonna have tinymce, we got to figure out what kind of like what the workflow is for the users. So what we can do is we can maybe have let's see for actually you know what, why don't we just go through one of the tutorials instead of trying to freeball this. Ba, ba, da, ba. Okay, so let's see, choose the install method, install it using tinycloud, and that was how we got here. Okay, the other option is to do a hybrid deployment, which we're not going to do since we don't really need to load premium plugins. Okay, so let's start by following this. And I guess we could, whoop, I don't need this code space anymore. This is my slide deck. Just pop over to GitHub, make a new repo. We're going to call this GHW tinymce. Pop in our usual stuffs. Okay, here we go. Spin up a code space for this. Woo. Yawning time. Let me know in chat if there's any other challenges that you'd like me to help you build to get day on stream. Don't feel limited to what it is that I've chosen to do on stream. I'm just waiting for my extensions to kick in. I've got like, there should be a bunch that's loading in. Curious as to why there's only 6. None of which are even relevant. Ah, here we go. Slowly trickling in. Okay, in the meantime, I guess we should continue reading what else is up with tinymce. By passing an object, obtaining a selector value on init. Okay. So basically inside this function, we can have it replace specific HTML elements with a tinymce thing. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I don't know what notice it's referring to, but I guess we'll find out very soon. This one already includes my API key. So I guess we can just copy and paste that. I'll have to make sure I roll my API keys after this stream. Okay, let's see if we're loaded in yet. Very slowly loading in. I should like to ignore some of these. Only problem with running code spaces is waiting for all of the extensions to reinstall again. Yeah, I also really need to lighten up all of those extensions. Which extensions am I downloading? Nothing that's like relevant to this project. This is just like these are all of the synced extensions that I have on my VS Code thing. But if you want, I can just give you a tour through all of them. So Astro is this one's a language specific one, so I don't actually need it in this one. I'm gonna try to uninstall this. C#, same thing. We don't need this right here because this is going to be a web project. This is just a icon theme, or this is an icon theme. This is just the color theme. I have a change case thing. I don't actually use GitHub Actions inside here, so maybe I should just unsync this. I do use GitHub Copilot. GitLens is nice too, because basically whenever there's like changes in here, it just says when the last change was. And I think it's responsible for this thing over here on the left or on the right. Live server is sometimes handy, especially if you have like static pages and you aren't building something with like React. If you're building something with React, just use npm run dev. Let's see, it's just a few markdown ones. Make tool, prettier errors. Nothing else I'm really using. This one's really cute though. I was just thinking about making something in P5 with this actually. Basically, this just spawns in a pet. Let's see, pets. There we go. We've got a little friend over here now. Oh, well, that's not a cat. That's just that's what's his name from one of the Studio Ghibli movies. Okay, but yeah, those are the extensions that I have. It is a really cute one. I think there's actually a way to bring out VS Code pets to pop out as its own like window. Let's see if I remember how to do that. Pets. I might have to go into settings. I hope y'all can see this. All right, let's zoom in a little bit. All right. Totoro. I like to have a cat. The cat's really cute. Here we go. So we can have them out into a panel. Let's have it in the panel. Let's see how that works. No. Where is the VS pet? Huh. Yeah, we used to be able to take the VS pet out into No, I lost the pets. Oh no. Wait, Explorer. This is the Explorer. What? Hang on. We don't need this. Delete that. Oh, okay, there we go. I don't know what Totoro is doing, but they're doing their best thing, I guess. Make him a medium-sized pet. Yeah, it's just popping off. Okay, anyway. Let's see what's going on over here. I'm gonna just set this up using feet. So I believe it was npm build feet at latest. Sheesh. Okay. Um, there we go. Build feet at latest. And then the name of the project, which is going to be, we'll just call it Tiny for now. We'll use vanilla. We'll use JavaScript. Okay. So we can do Tiny. Now that we're in Tiny, we can do npm install. Spawn in a rubber duck. Quackers. Oh. I don't really know what's going on in here. Okay. Don't need that out there because we can just normally there's an option for me to open the window over to the right side over here. I'm not sure what's not happening. There we go. Okay, so we got a basic website going on. Cool. We don't actually need this or this. Delete. We're gonna just start by building off some stuff over here. Okay, let's see what tinymce wanted us to do. So first off, we copy paste this. Okay, so now that we've loaded the script, let's go back over here and see where we go next. Passing in an object, Let's see, that's that. Okay, so here's the script. And then here's the form. So let's go ahead and copy in the contents of this down here. And then for the scripts, I guess we can keep it embedded for now. Script. And then we'll translate this to our own thing later. Man, I keep on losing track of which one to look at. Okay, here we go. Selector, my area. What would the difference between using React and using Vite? Great question. So Vite is a. Let's just take a look at the website and see what they say. But basically, this is like a bundling and building tool, whereas React is a component library. So React basically allows you to do a lot of things. But I think one of the biggest advantages of React is that, let's see, I think react.dev is the website. Yeah. Is that it allows you to maintain the states of specific components, or I guess like different parts of your website. Whereas Vite is something that I guess like allows you to build build some files and then kind of like ship it together. And so they're different parts of, they can be different parts of the same pipeline, basically. I'm not even using React in here. I'm just using Vite, but you can use Vite to build a React project. So if I were to go in here, let me do an example. Yeah, so if I were to do, where was my, okay, npm, I don't remember what the command was. Let's build with Vite though. Where is it? Get started. Vite. Cool. Create Vite's latest. There we go. If we were to do this, we can see that we can actually just pick React right here, and it'll basically set up another folder. And in here, it sets up everything, I guess, like kind of structured, and it gives us just like an example thing to run with. So Vite is really handy, especially for people who are using component libraries. But it's even handy for somebody who's not. Like, we're going to be building in just vanilla JavaScript. Okay, so let's see. Hello, world. So none of this is actually interactable until we have the API key. So let's pop over here. This actually said that we needed an API key. And the way that we can do that, let's say, this text here does not have that example. So what we can do is we can replace no API key with our API key. Okay, seems simple enough. Here we go. I've copied it. Pop over here. Where does it say no API key? Right here. Replace this with this. And let's see if that works now. Nope, not quite. This code snippet below contains your API key and any plugins that are entitled on your MCE plan. So this actually loads everything. Okay. It seems like I'm using it right. Well, it's funny that I'm still not able to get this working though. Okay. This domain is not registered in the customer portal. Ah, okay. So it's not an API key problem. It is a account issue problem. So what I need to do is probably go over to settings and see if I can add my domain there. Whoop. That just attached. Right. It attached my email address from my GitHub account, which is no biggie. Power paste, blah, 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 blah. Oh, approved domains. Here we go. Needs at least one approved root domain. So because this isn't a local host, or it's not counting itself as a local host because of all of this here, we might actually be running into issues if I were to build this using code spaces. Let's just see if we can just take this domain and toss it in. All right, pasting in the wrong thing. I need to actually put it in the tinymce over here. All right. Ah, okay. I might have to close my screen share and then just like hop on like a local shares. This is a little bit annoying because I happen to be working on like a ultra wide monitor. So if I share the whole screen, it's going to be like impossible for y'all to see anything. Let's see, what's the best way to do this? I could just try changing the changing this to include the entire domain, like including the .app. Editor loads per month. Oh, math plugin. Cool. Okay. Let's try this again. Still no luck. Let's see what this says. This type of license does not require an API key. Cool. I installed the npm package. You're receiving the notification that an API key is required. That means you're using the cloud hosted. Okay, so I guess what we could try doing is we could try self-hosting it in order to continue working up here. Let's see if we can do that. I don't see anything on self-hosting here on the how-to. I guess we go to the installation. Oh, you can even use this in Django. Cool. Okay. There's self-hosted. We are just doing this in vanilla. So I think the closest thing to vanilla is probably using the Shadow DOM. Maybe we can do this with Bootstrap. Bootstrap's not too crazy to pick up. Okay, in an HTML file. Boop boop boop. jQuery integration can also be used here. Okay. All right, we're gonna make this a Bootstrap project then. Here we go. Yoink the JavaScript. Oh, where am I? Okay, here we go. Yoink the JavaScript. What's the difference between the bundle and just the JavaScript? I don't know. Don't think it'll hurt to have both. Okay. Now let's see. I think we still need to install tinymce itself. Here we go. Using the tinymce zip. I need the actual zip file, don't I? Here we go. Download it. Oh, hey, we can install it with just npm. npm I tinymce. Let's go ahead and do that. Actually, I don't need a new thing. I should just close the current server. Run it again. Here we go. Let's comment this out. All right, let's try to find it under node modules. tinymce. Models, not models. We're looking for the min file. I'm missing something. Here we go. There we go. Look at that. We actually got something running now. Okay. Cool beans. Let's see if there's anything else that we needed. We've got that. Initialize it as part of a web form. Setting the license. Tends to self-host it. Okay. Well, I guess we could just grab that. Toss this in here. Using it with the commercial license, not worrying about that. Okay, cool. So we actually have it installed now. We don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about this unless we want it with Bootstrap. This code is required because it blocks all focus calls outside of the dialog. Example of how to integrate it with Bootstrap. Focus in. Okay. So yeah, I guess we could just yoink that. Toss it into the scripts. And over here, just add a new script. Well, I guess I could have just added that over here. Did we actually even install Bootstrap yet? I think we didn't. Okay, so that line doesn't actually do anything right now. It's okay, we can just quickly install that. I forgot to load in the CSS. Okay, there we go. That looks a little bit nicer. Let's wrap this in a main container first. That way we get a little bit of padding. Okay, cool. That looks a little bit nicer. All right. Let's see what's next. Using with Bootstrap. With the Bootstrap dialog, yep. Okay, not much else we need to think about there. We've already, to save the contents from the editor. To retrieve content from the editor, either process the content with a form handler or use the get content API. Use the host's form handler can process the submitted content the same way as content from a regular text area. Well, this seems easier. Let's just see. Get content is just a function. I don't know where it's stored though. To retrieve content from the editor. Oh, I guess this is just like whenever it's live. Oh, okay. So if we wanted to grab any information from inside of the text area. Okay. So this would be useful if we still want to go the P5 like animate with the typography kind of word thing. But I think we should try to focus on doing something that's more relevant to this specific challenge right here. The portfolio builder using tinymce. Okay, I don't really know how strict that is. I imagine it's not too strict. Okay, I don't think I need this anymore, so close that. And this is just the reference. I'm sure if we need it again, we can come back to it. We don't need this. We don't need that. Okay, cleaning up the space a little bit. tinymce examples. This is the quick start. API key. We don't need this anymore. This is all of the add-on features and whatnot. We're not really worrying about Tiny Cloud right now because we already have everything that we need, I think. It looks like there's a lot of other things that we can do here. For now, I kind of want to just jump over to the blogging platform and see if we can get some of these quick bars in. Let's go through this tutorial together, shall we? The following is a demo of the tinymce to bring the... Wow. That actually kind of looks nice. I'm not a huge fan of this bar, but I'm sure that's something that we can fix ourselves. Bring the Medium editor experience to life. You can check the complete example in CodePen. Emulating the editor requires you to echo the following 3 features. Story prompts, toolbars, and the crosshair. Each of these experiences, the prompt to tell you a story appears inside the text area. Okay. Okay. Let's get into it. Toolbar mode floating. Let's yoink these plugins over here. It seems like our toolbar is still... Oh, that kind of floating is just a little CSS effect on that. Let's see if we get that. Yeah, it's kind of there. You can barely see a shadow there. It's very subtle. Emulating medium with the title and the prompt. Create 2 constants in the script tag before the init code. Story config. Well, alrighty then. Give the 2 constants specific selector elements to act on. For the title constant, it is an h1 tag. For the story, we just need an ID with the value of editor. Okay. So we already have an h1 tag, actually. Yeah, it's right here. And then for the editor itself, it says we just need an ID of, so instead of my text area, let's change that to, what was it? ID of editor. Okay, copy the plugins into the two cons. Oh, okay. Let's close that. We don't really need to see what's inside the config, to be honest. Or inside the init. Update the value in the editor. Okay, we've already done that. Set the title constant to inline mode so they can initialize it on an h1 tag. Set the title constant to inline mode with the inline option. Where's the inline? Inline option. There it is. Okay. Oh wait, we need to put that on the title config. So I guess that means if you can have multiple like instances of, I guess, the tinymce material on here, and you can change the configs depending on, I guess, which one it's attached to, which is really neat. I don't really need that cloud anymore. Okay. So now, if we were to click on the H1, it should change. I think there's something I'm missing. Ah, here it is. Tinymce init. Okay, so we need to init the two individual things. So instead of having this, we just do this. Okay, let's see how that affects it. I think we ran into an issue. Let's see what this could be. I'm not seeing a console error. It could just be a bad copy pasta from me. I have my selectors there. Oh, maybe it's the location of where the script is. Yeah, let's move the scripts to after. Okay, that didn't seem to do anything. I'm just gonna group this in case we end up with more scripts. Ba-ba-da. tinymce.init, text area, license key, maybe? Do we need that? This is so silly. It was working earlier. So if I were to bring this thing back, that still doesn't get grabbed though. Maybe it's because it's in double quotes. I don't think that's gonna really be a big difference. No, it wasn't. Any thoughts in chat? Let's just try copy pasting that. Inline mode. I'm pretty sure I had an inline mode on that. Yeah, I did. Well, that's still not working. So I don't think it was the copy pasta that was messed up. Add an h1 tag to the body HTML to give the title an element to act on. Yeah, we did that. We did this. Well, I guess we could check to see if there is a GitHub for this. Maybe not. Let's check their GitHub. tinymce. React demos. All right, let's take a peek at the demos. Cool demos. We do love cool demos. Look through the HTML files. Useful styles to include badges, toolbars, bootstrap, tokens, templates. word processor / commands plugin. I kind of want to look at that. Let's see what options they got. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Let's see if we can get the medium thing working, and then we'll try to get in some of this / command stuff. We'll make a full like Notion clone using tinymce. Web app description. Useful styles to include in content. I don't know that it actually has what we're looking for here. The thing that we're looking for being just the medium clone. I don't really get it. This should be working. I'm not getting any errors either. Ooh. Script body. tinymce. Tinyinit. Okay. Let's see if there's anything that we can do here. Let's try extracting the contents of this into const test config. I guess we can just call this demo config. So if we were to just dump this in here, that should still work. And it does. Cool. So what is making this so different from the other ones? Let's start with the title config. Maybe it's because it's not grabbing it right. It's the H1. Well, let's just try this on H2 then. See if it's a dummy thing with H1. Perhaps not. Well, maybe let's try an ID then. We'll call this title. We'll make this the ID. Still nothing. Supposed to be clickable. Okay. I am admittedly a bit stumped on this. Let's look at the way that the demo config worked. See if we can find the incriminating Oh, what if it is because we're missing the license? Nope, not quite that. Let's see, the plugins are the same. The toolbar shouldn't be a big deal. The selector is pretty darn generic. Hmm. The curse of live coding, indeed. What if I applied this to our H2? Yeah, that works just fine. Okay. What if I applied this to title? Still works just fine. Now, what if I disabled toolbar mode? False. Then we put this back to text area. Well, I think the toolbar, is this not the toolbar? Maybe that's the menu bar. Okay, that's a lot cleaner now. Let's see if we can make it inline as well. I should have seen that one coming. It was just going to turn it back into an inline thing. Okay. Menu bar, license key, plugins. True. Yep, that's basically everything that I had. C.init. Oh my word. I think I know what it is. It's because I put it. Oh my gosh. I copy pasted it too hard. It's because of the curly braces right there. That's what it was. Oh my gosh. It's so silly. I can't believe that took me that was nearly 30 minutes just to figure that out. Okay, that's fine. We did it. We figured it out. We figured out what that issue was. Now to see if we can get this to look like that. Let's see. So ours still it still has some other stuff in our editor. I wonder if we can. What is it that we're missing? Copy pasta. Okay, I don't know what it is that we're missing then. Because we still got this header bar up here. Which admittedly looks kind of nice. Maybe it's because we have inside this post form. Nope. Okay, it would have been pretty silly if it was, but that's okay. Okay, I'm sure that the other things as we follow this tutorial will help solve that. How did I end up copying the weird curly brace things, though? They literally did that here. I'm not sure what was going on. Okay, whatever. Let's just commit what we have here since this is a working copy. Init plus up to step 7. Where are we in the tutorial? The first part of the tutorial. Okay, let's get back to this. Let's see if we can style this a bit more. So we're gonna add these skins right here. Oh man, all that work, and then we end up just like replacing the entire script anyway. Uh-oh. Looks like we might not be able to use the skin if we are doing it locally. But we can't do it using TinyCloud because we don't have the domain okayed. That is my working theory, at least. Let's undo all of that and just add in the skins and icons manually. What was it? It was, yeah, it was skin snow, icons thin. That might be an issue of plugins. Plugins, let's try that. Nope, that's the exact same. Let's see if there's any errors here. Here we are. Failed to execute script. mime checking is installed. tinymce.js, couldn't find it. Refuse to apply style. tinymce is running in evaluation mode. Provide a valid license key or add license key GPL. Okay, let's start by just adding the license key. Did I spell license right? That doesn't look like it's right. Okay. So we don't have that license key anymore. Execute script from node modules. It's icons.js. So the reason why is probably because we need to change. Let's try just putting this into a dedicated JavaScript file then. We'll call this tiny.js. Type module. Let's see if there's anything else we're missing. I think that's what we need. Okay, so we still got the same issue. Mime type is not executable. Strict mime checking is enabled. Failed to load icons from URL. Node modules, snow, content. Why isn't it loading from node modules? I guess it's because they just don't exist here. Oh, yeah. I just don't have them in here because of the specific files that I have. Okay, not a big deal. We'll just avoid that for now then. We'll have to write our own. I wonder if we can do this. Not really. Oh, I need to disable the toolbar here. Ah, okay, that's the thing that we were missing. It's because I copied menu bar twice. Making an awful lot of copy pastas here. Okay. Let's see what else we would need from this. There's not a terrible lot of things that are popping out from that. I want to say that's an issue. Yeah. Failed to load HR from URL. Maybe it's because the version of tinymce I'm using is out of date. Ah, okay, there it is. I just didn't know how we could select it. Okay, cool. This is really neat. Emulating the image upload. Additional customizations to the medium style editor. Save time and resources when building from scratch. Yeah. Oh, okay. We can integrate AI assistants as well. 4 steps to upgrade a React text area with a rich text area. Cool. Okay, I kind of want to dive into figuring out how it is that they did this, because I've thought about homebrewing this slash command stuff before. Uh, decided not to do it because that was too much work. Um, let's see how they recommend we check this out. I think this just takes us to the demo. Yeah. So then we just need to take a look in here. Cool demos. Slash commands. Oh my gosh. Okay. I really need like a mental break right now. Hmm. I wonder if we should. I kind of just want to look at like what else tinymce has under its like configuration stuff because it seems like it has like a ton. Not editable content, content filtering, localization, images and files. Huh. Okay. Honestly, I think what else can we do here? I guess what we could try doing is we could try caching everything. I guess the contents of this in some sort of a database, like local storage. That way it persists between saves. And then from local storage, we can then load that into something like p5 and then try to do something with it. We've got just about another 35 minutes. So let's poke into here and see if we can recreate this and plug in tinymce's contents into p5. See how we can do that. Here we go. So it doesn't look like it's too complicated. It's so wiggly. Why is it so wiggly? That's honestly a little too wiggly. Let's see if we can... Okay, sample points was not it. Let's see if we can... Let's see, this is the circle. This is probably for... Let's see, the angle. Let's see where else the angles are. Points. Let's reduce that to 5. Okay. I times 25. Can we reduce that to 15? I want to change the amplitude of this. So that would be the limit of the x. Not limit, but like, we want to make sure that the x doesn't move nearly as much. We've got the points array. Okay, so instead of changing that and that, let's reduce the r. Let's just divide this by 2 and see if that does anything for us. Okay. I wonder if we could just do this. Move it so that instead of wiggling on the x-axis, it wiggles on the y-axis. Oh, it's so fast. Right, we need to split that in half. Okay, so now we've got this in there. This is going to be really chaotic if we try to have like any large amount of text. I don't know if this is a good example. Let's check to see if this person has any other like. It looks like they have like a whole playlist of this stuff. Oscillating wave pattern. Okay. Let's see if she has a playlist. Physical computing, Matter.js. Particle systems. Wow. I'm gonna have to go through these videos myself. She looks like she runs a lot of awesome tutorials. Okay. Let's see if we can do this one rep here. Actually, I guess all we have to do is just take that very first one, or I guess this initial sketch that we have, and just instead of doing this animation bit down here, we just chopped off this bit right here. Okay, let's see if we can make this happen. All right, so first thing we need to do is we're going to need to hop in here. We're going to need to grab the scripts here and here, pop back over here, paste it up here, along with our massively growing list of scripts. Okay. Then we are going to grab this, go in here, go over here. Boop-a-doo. New file, sketch.js. We're going to leave that up there because we want to cite our sources. Okay, what else do we need? We're also going to need the fonts. Is there a way for me to download this? No, if not, we're just going to load in a basic font. Or I guess whatever the generic font is. Wherever preload is over here. We'll just comment that out and we'll see what the default is. Okay, next thing is for us to actually attach the script to in here. So let's go ahead and attach it in here. We'll attach it under a new div. We'll call this our canvas. Yay. Okay. There we go. Underneath this script, we can add in a new script. Type module source sketch.js. And then let's see. Earlier today, we were trying to figure out how to attach the p5 scripts. So let's see how we did it here. We did it inside the sketch itself. Sketch. Right under create canvas. Okay. There we go. Let's change then our HTML from canvas to sketch. Okay, and let's see if this runs. Doesn't seem like it's quite running. Not in the way that we were looking for. Let's inspect that element and see what's up. All right, it's complaining about plugins. Never fixed that. Okay. I think I didn't attach it right. Where's the sketch? The sketch is looking for. Yeah, actually, I believe that is the ID. This file, by the way, was from the earlier stream. So if you missed that, you can catch up on what we did there on the YouTubes. The angle seems to slow it down. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I completely missed that. Yeah. Oh, okay. What was I doing? I was trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay. So previously I was able to attach the p5 scripts to the article with ID. That was the way that it worked. And so now if I take this, oh, that's because I'm not stashing this over here. This needs to be stashed into a variable, and then this variable will then allow me to grab it. That's because it's a class right now and not a ID. So let's change this to ID. Still nothing. Okay. Honestly, I kind of want this above that. So let's just move that real quick. That way we'll know once this thing moves down that it's there, that the sketch is loaded in. Okay. Let's see then. Maybe it's because it's having issues. No, it should have been able to draw the canvas by now. Like, regardless of whether or not we decided to do any of this stuff up here. So it's probably not that issue. We aren't getting any more errors. Sketch is right there. Maybe it's because I had this as an article last time. That's not it. Okay. 1 second, chat. The sun is gonna be like completely blinding. And it's already kind of blowing out the glare on my screen, so I'm gonna just quickly pull the blinds real quick. Okay. Let's see about actually connecting this. You would think that because I had just done this, I would know how to do this by now. I don't think this is a style sheet problem. Article ID sketch. Sketch. We had the sketch in there. Canvas.parent. I'm not sure why it's not showing up yet. Maybe it's because this is supposed to anchor it to the parent sketch or to the article tag right here. Let's check to see if it's even. Yeah, there's nothing being attached to the sketch right now, so it's having problems trying to find it. Maybe it's because I made it a const instead of a variable. No. It is inside the setup function. If you're not able to connect, maybe it's because of the way that I'm including the script file. Yeah, I didn't include it as a module. So let me remove that type as a module. Okay, that's progress. We actually have a canvas now. Why is it hidden? I don't think that's supposed to be hidden. Cannot read property if undefined. Oh, that's the that's the file issue. Okay, so p5 load font from URL. Okay, let's just see if we can load it from a URL. Ooh, I guess we actually do have to download something. Google Fonts pop in here. Let's do a nice calm, playful. Let's do a playful font. We're gonna try downloading this. And then we're gonna go ahead and, well, I guess I'll unzip it on my computer first before I import it. Perecito. Regular. We copy paste that. Toss that into fonts. Perecito. Then we go into public dot perecito. And let's hope that works. We broke it. Oh, that's because it's a really bad path. Whoop. Whoopsie daisies. What is going on here? Let's just try rerunning that. Maybe it's because it's a bad font choice. Let's see, what was the example? I think it was Roboto. Yeah, Roboto regular. All right, I'm going to download this thing and see if I can just yoink this file. I don't think my stuff is loading. Maybe it's my browser trying to block it. No. Okay. Let's just look up a nice and simple Roboto. Get a nice regular. Yeah. Selected families. There we go. Download. There we go. Do, 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 do. Extract. Extracting. Roboto regular. Toss that up in here. Toss it over in public. We'll delete this old one. So now this can go back to just looking at Roboto regular TTF. See if we can get that running. No, still nothing. Oh, okay, cool. It's actually working now. I think we should get at least a little bit of wiggle. Plus R times sine. I forget what the whole thing was. Sine angle times 125. Or times 25. Except we didn't want it to be that much. Why isn't it loading now? What's a 429? npm run dev. Okay. We've got it running. Okay, so I guess it's just the preview. Files in the public directory are served at the root path instead of public use that. Oh. Oh, okay. Why is it crashing so much? There's got to be like a leak somewhere. I don't know if we're actually even gonna get to finishing this in time. Hey Turbo Turtle, how's it going? I'm kind of losing my mind over here. Let's see. Maybe it's because... Where's Angle Divide? It's up there. Okay. I'm pretty sure this sketch is not the issue. It's just whatever it is that I tried to do here to get it to import here is kind of throwing hands with me. Hmm. Now it's still like being a big bother, even though I'm not even including the p5 bit. What is going on here? I think it's just it might be my VS Code. My code editor instance is kind of like getting really tired. What is a 429? Too many requests. Huh? Okay. So seems like we ran into an issue where we're apparently spamming. Maybe it had something to do with the way that we were importing in the font. Because earlier when we did this, it was kind of complaining, but it still let us do it, right? Oh, it's not even loading the tiny. Okay, I don't know what it is that we did. It's not in here. If I hide the tiny MCE stuff, it's still hanging. So maybe it's. Hmm. Maybe it's the way that I'm stashing the TTF file in public. Well, that doesn't make sense because I've actually already commented out the JavaScript function. But maybe it's a fight thing. Oh my gosh. No. Well, this might be the way that I'm using tinymce. Maybe it's because I grabbed the wrong like plugins that aren't included in here. Okay. Um, it looks like everything's broken, and I'm not really sure what happened. Uh, maybe it's the code space, maybe it's tinymce, maybe it's p5, maybe it's me. There's a few places where this could have broken. So for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make a new branch. We're gonna call this plus p5. We're gonna just call it p5. And then we're just going to commit it there, and then we will think about this another time if we decide to finish this project. Let's not make a pull request for that. I suspect it is a problem with the code space, but yeah. Okay, so that's going to be it for my workshop on it was supposed to be P5, and we were going to try to figure out a way to mash up tinymce with P5. We weren't able to do that, but we were able to try going through the tinymce documentation ourselves and see that a lot of it is really more of just like selecting the right configurations, and you don't really have to homebrew anything because tinymce kind of brings a lot to you, which is really, really sweet. And they do it in a lot of different ways. Uh, so, I'm gonna give a quick shout out over to Intro to Machine Learning Parts 2. I believe it was Steven. Looks like him and I are just like hopscopping around. So, thank you for joining me for this stream. I'm gonna send you all over to Steven and enjoy machine learning with him. All right, take care, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye.